Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be making the Outback Steakhouse blooming onion and the blooming onion sauce. So before we make our blooming onion, I'd like to make the sauce. I want to have it chilling in the refrigerator for a couple of hours before I make the main course. So first we'll start with our dry ingredients. We're going to start with 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 dash of black pepper, and 1 dash of cayenne. I didn't have any cayenne, so I actually substituted it for some chili flakes. To that, we're going to add 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Then we're also going to add 2 teaspoons of ketchup. And to that, we're going to add, recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of prepared horseradish. I'm going to start off with 1 and see how I like it. If it's really strong, I'm not going to add any more. And if I need more, then I'll add it when it gets closer to the time that we're making our onion. So I'm just going to mix all these ingredients up together. At this point, I'm just going to put this in a container with a lid. And I'm just going to put that in the refrigerator so it can chill until our onion is done. And there you have it. Blooming onion sauce. Smells delicious. Hi, today we're going to make the copycat version of Outback Steakhouse's blooming onion. So the ingredients we're going to use are as follows. We're going to take 1/3 cup of cornstarch, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3½ cups of flour, which are going to be divided. So right now we're just going to be using 1½ cups of flour, and then 2 teaspoons of paprika, where I also put in 2 teaspoons of ground pepper, and then I'm going to be adding 12 ounces of beer to it. So I'm just going to combine all these ingredients together like so, and I'm going to add my 12 ounces of beer. Already it smells amazing. So we're just going to give this a quick stir. So after the batter is stirred up, it's going to have this consistency right here. So we're just going to set that to the side, and then we're going to make our dry ingredients. For the dry ingredients, we're going to be taking 2 cups of flour. We're going to add 4 teaspoons of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of ground pepper, and a little bit of cayenne, and we're just going to mix those well. So while we get ready to prep our onions, we're going to be adding some oil to our pan. And we're going to heat that up between 375 and 400. And we'll get that started heating up. So while our oil is starting to heat up, we're going to go ahead and get our onion prepared. Now what we're going to do is we are going to peel this skin off the onion, but we want to leave our root intact for the time being. So we're going to cut off the other end right here, which is like where the flour comes off, and you're just going to peel back your onion until you get to a skin that you can use. So let me do this to both of my onions, and I'll be right back with you. So all we're going to be doing is taking our knife and going down the sides of these, in between these little layers here, to get our onion cut. So I'm going to work on both of these, and then I will get right back to you. The oil is heating up, and this is going to be really delicious. I don't know if you've ever had a blooming onion from Outback, but they are amazing. Okay, so our oil is coming up to temperature. We're at about 220 right now. So I bought one of these really neat little gadgets. You put the flour mixture on the bottom. I've got my batter mixture inside, and all I'm gonna do, I've got the lid on nice and tight, and I'm just going to shake it with a little bit of this flour mixture till it's all fully coated. And I think what I'm gonna do is turn it upside down just to make sure I get flour in all the little pieces. And I'm gonna put this in the wet mixture, like so. I'm gonna turn it this way, and then I'm gonna turn it this way. This is a very messy job, but somebody's got to do it. We're gonna have to move this, I think. Get it nice, and you wanna get all that batter inside the onion. Probably should be using a spoon, but I do have very clean hands, so I think it's gonna be okay. I'll probably get a spoon for the second one. And then at this point, I'm just gonna shake some of this off. Ooh, that's a lot of yummy batter. I'm gonna put it back inside of the dry batter and wash my hands. Like so. Make sure that it's all completely covered in the batter. Oh my goodness, that looks beautiful already. And we're at 250, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the second one done. I'm just gonna put my onion right here on the counter until my stuff is up to temperature. I wanna make sure that I've got plenty of this flour mixture in here. And then we're gonna do the same thing with this one. We're gonna put it in here first, get the flour mixture going. And we're gonna put it in the wet mixture, like so. Pull it all back so it gets a lot of batter on the inside of it. Turn it around. Like so. Put more of this batter mixture on the inside of it. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. Holy smokes. Now this one, I just wanna make sure that I have enough of this flour and this batter mixture, because this one wasn't pulled apart quite as much as the other one, but it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take this onion out. Ooh, this one's like falling apart. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna put this right here. Looks good. All right. We got lots of batter mixture on both of them. So I put my first blooming onion in here, and you're supposed to fry it for 1.5 minutes on each side. So in just a couple moments, we're gonna be turning that. Okay, now we're gonna give this a little turn. All right, we got that thing turned over. It does splatter at this temperature, so if you have a splatter guard, it might help you a little. I actually put a little towel down on the floor just so that I can keep it from splattering too much. Okay, so now we're going to be taking our onion out of the oil. I have to be very careful because this truly is like hot lava. So I am just going to put this back inside of my little oil catcher thing here, and I'm going to put it on some slotted towels so that it can, you know, kind of have some of this oil come out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and put the second one in. There we go. I'm gonna put my little lid on, and I'm gonna turn this one over. Wow, it already looks delicious. Wow. Oh, can't wait to try this. This is gonna be so good. All right. And before we serve it, we're going to go ahead and take the core out of it, but I may put this one back in just to make sure the middle part is completely cooked. This one, as you remember, or you may remember, it had a little bit more of the onion that wasn't cut down quite as much as the other one. So I just want to make sure that all of the batter is completely cooked. Well, I have to say, these look amazing. They look just like Outback Steakhouse. I am so impressed with this so far. They do look quite greasy, but they do also at Outback. So what we're gonna do is take this little corer tool, and we're just going to take out this inner core. Let me put this down. So we're going to put our sauce in the middle. Boy, that looks good. And having done that first one, I think it's easier if we just move it and then we core it. And you might want to get all these little crispy critters. They're kind of like onion rings, so what the heck. So we're going to do the same thing to this one. We're just going to take the very center core out of the onion. Oh yeah, that works a lot better. And there is our blooming onion. So today I have a very special guest that's joining me. It's Mr. Homestead Patch. And it's Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
So he's going to test our blooming onion. So give it a try, Mr. Homestead. Is it good?
Yeah.
Looks delicious.
It is.
How's the sauce?
I really like the sauce.
Good. All right. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
So he must have really liked it because he wasn't talking, and he usually talks nonstop. But anyway, I hope you guys will give it a try. It does, I'll be honest with you, it does make a big mess. But hopefully it's worth it. Have a nice afternoon and give this Copycat Outback Steakhouse Bloomin' Onion a try. Bye-bye.